Memphis State fan growing up.
Oh.
And we're back. We're back in Nashville, final hour of the show, and things are moving. Enjoyed the conversation with Andrew. Tubby Smith joins us, being honored among the legends of the class of 24. Coached at Georgia, won a national championship at Kentucky. Just among a few of your stops. You had a few.
Well, I feel like we go way back, Paul. When you
do.
first got started, and I think Coach Newton had arranged for us to be on your show.
He did. And I remember not long before he died, he had an event in Tuscaloosa. I had the honor of sitting next to you, and it was truly memorable getting to know you. I mean, I knew you at all your stops, Tulsa, Georgia, obviously at Kentucky, but
quite a few stops.
You have.
Now I've come to a complete stop.
You're sure there's not another job for you?
I don't know. You never can tell. This retirement is not what is all cut out to be, although I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty amazing. I think every profession is different in retirement, but coaches, what is it? Is it just being around a unit?
Well, you know, the regiment, the continuity, being with the players. I think that's what I miss most, being around those young men, because you can see them changing right before your eyes. And then I always had great staff, and so you miss all those, everything about being on a college campus as well.
I once interviewed a coach, and he was miserable. He had a great job in broadcasting, but he just hated it, because I said, what is wrong with, we'd get together after it was a football coach.
Yeah.
And I said, why can't you relate? He said, I missed the scoreboard. He said, when I do a game, it didn't tell me who won or lost. I needed to know.
Well, you know, in sports, the season never ends.
Yeah.
And it's a way of life. It's it's a culture that you're part of, and you're living a dream, because every young kid or young person that aspires to play football, baseball, basketball, volleyball, whatever, they're watching someone else doing it, they're emulating it in the backyard. And so we get to do it as coaches and be a part of it. It's like being here today. I mean, you miss this atmosphere, and that competitiveness, that competition.
Now, I used to work every Sunday morning at ESPN with Mac Brown, and we'd fly back together, because he had a place near where I lived, and he hated it. I mean, and he got back into coaching, as you know,
right down the road from me.
And he did very well, but he just I mean, I've never done anything like that.
Well, it's like anything else that we've had trainers and team doctors, and they're so engaged and so involved that they continue to practice even after they're never done.
No.
As doctors, they're always performing. So
obviously, you've been honored a lot of times, and you're being honored again this week. And when I mean, I come from the newspaper business, so you talk about a coach in finality, and you go, Tubby Smith, who won the national championship I mean, that's always part of what you, and I know by the way, there's nothing wrong with winning a national championship.
Well, it helps. It helps. And I was very fortunate to be at a great institution that had done it a number of times. 8 times now they've won a national championship. So Kentucky is one of those places and one of those schools, and I'm very fortunate and very blessed and very grateful to be honored as a legend representing the University of Kentucky this weekend, which is a long weekend for a guy like myself. But
you win a national championship at Auburn or Alabama, and they name the arena after you. You win it at Kentucky, and then the first question is, can we win next year?
Yeah, that's exactly. You're right. Well, you've lived among being in Birmingham, watching what happened with Nick Saban. You couldn't. But what a brilliant job, what a great job he did there. You're right, it's programs like that. The Boston Celtics, the New York Yankees, the Los Angeles Lakers. You talk about programs, the Green Bay Packers. When are you going to win another one?
Yeah.
Teams that have won it consistently. Bill Belichick, he did it at with the New England Patriots. But
Yeah.
you're right, schools.
They only won, I think, 7.
Yeah, they would build a statue at Auburn or at Alabama.
I mean, I remember at Alabama in basketball. We used to. I mean, Wim Sanderson took them to the Sweet 16.
He won this thing, what, 3 times?
Yeah, but and that was
SEC tournament.
That was the goal, was like getting to the Sweet 16.
I know.
At Kentucky, you better not come back if you don't make it past that.
Well, I've been very fortunate. Like at Tulsa, my first head coaching job, I was so blessed that we had a great group of kids. In fact, we're inducting. They are inducting. University of Tulsa inducted Gary Collier, who helped take us to 2 Sweet 16s, and then they're inducting those 2 teams, the 95 and the 96 team, into the Hall of Fame. But it's a difference.
They got a little tradition out there too.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't do that for Kentucky for a Sweet 16 team.
I interviewed Rex Chapman a couple of days ago, and
But Jeff Shepard, who's been a part of it, and his son Reed Shepard, who, I was at Jeff Shepard's wedding, and this guy he's salt of the earth. He's one of the best young men, best men I know, and I'm so proud and so happy for Reed and for him and for his family.
When you were there, though, and again, you had some amazing teams. But is that a job that when you think back on that, was it a blur? Because there's such pressure.
Well, not so much the pressure, just that you're consumed with trying to what's next, and how are you going to duplicate that? And my only problem was that we won too many too soon.
You did. You won quickly.
I remember one of the former great players there, Denver Nuggets, said, Tubby, you probably won too soon. And he was probably right. Dan Issel. He said, you're probably never going to be as hot as you are right now. And I was thinking,
you went right out of the chute, didn't you?
Yeah, the first year. And I was thinking, and I thought we were going to win another 1 or 2 anyway.
Oh yeah, no. Well, you were favored to.
Yeah. But something always came up. Getting beat by Michigan State the year they won it in 2000 with the Flintstones, and we lost to Gary Williams when Maryland won it. We lost to Marquette when Dwayne Wade was there, and they went to the Final Four. Then we also lost to Connecticut. These were all in the Elite 8.
Yeah.
So you got to be lucky to get there and win.
Well, Cal's record speaks for itself. But on a talk show like this, you go, but.
But look what he's done. He's done a fantastic job with such a young team. And all these teams, just like tonight, we have coached at Georgia, and to see Mike White and see those teams that are now, and Jerry Stackhouse. I know they're playing the first day. You never want to be playing the first day.
No.
But they've done a.
By the way, your Georgia teams were outstanding.
We had some good runs.
Yeah. I know that gets kind of. We look past that. But I remember those teams.
Well, thank you for remembering. We were very proud of those young men and what we were able to achieve to get to the Sweet 16. And believe it or not, that next year we were seeded number 3 and got upset by Chattanooga. But but those are the kind of things that stick out in your mind.
No, I've always. It's amazing. No matter what sport that I've interviewed coaches, they can cite you the losses. They can even remember the championship.
I'm telling you. We won. I guess 8 out of 10 years we were either won a regular season title or won this SEC tournament. But I remember that last shot right here in this building.
No, I remember
Mississippi
at the same event that we were at together in Tuscaloosa that night. Later on, CM invited me down to spend some time with Pitino, and I shouldn't have done it, but we're just 4 of us sitting there. I think Willard, one of his assistants. Whatever. It's late, and I finally said, Coach, I said, what was the deal? I'm the Christian Laettner play, and he's, I just wanted
him off.
He's been asked about it 1,000 times, but I figured I'll never have a better shot.
Yeah, you shouldn't have asked that one. Why do you have, And a lot
But
of
he's
people
still talking about it.
I know. Explaining, you know, I guess what happens is people are going to dissect every loss even more so than the wins. So,
well, they can dissect all your losses, but they're not taking away a national championship.
thank God.
And that is
did it the
truly
right way, and
remarkable.
we didn't have any issues. So, I'm very fortunate to have been in this business for 49 years and loved every minute of it.
Coach, it's such a pleasure to see you.
Same here.
Enjoy this weekend.
It should be fun. But it was so good to be around a kid like Joe Rett, who I recruited at South Carolina, is being honored today. So I was like, it's a real homecoming for me.
Well, enjoy it. You deserve it. Tubby Smith, great to have him with us, the legendary coach. We'll be right back.